Hello, guys.
Oh,
Welcome back to the playoff.
go ahead, my bad.
Uh,
Not taking your job, dude.
welcome back to the Play On Podcast. This is episode 76. This is after the transfer deadline day, and we are your hosts, Jerry and Jesse.
Yeah, Jesse. Insane transfer day. I couldn't keep up. Honestly, I just let it be, and then at the end, I was like, I'll see what transfer went through and what didn't. For me, what was important is to see if Fermin Lopez was gonna get sold, but thankfully they didn't sell him. Chelsea offered 40 million. That was a huge lowball offer. You know what they did? They used the Moises Caicedo transfer as like the logic between why it was lowballed, and that's why they like didn't sell him. And I'm happy for Barca for doing that because before they would have probably sold him for that much.
Yeah, it's weird. Premier League teams seem happy to like spend all this money on like Premier League players and all these other players, but when it comes to like uh La Liga, they lowball so much for us, and for some reason we accept. So I'm glad, we're finally standing up and saying no, give us
Mhm.
like market price or Premier League market price, overpaying.
Because I think they use also the comparison where Biber, right? The I don't know if he's still in Dortmund, but he's in Dortmund. Premier League clubs were looking at him, and I think they offered him 60 million. And people were comparing that to Ferran Torres' value. Ferran Torres is actually a lower value than Biber, even though he's younger than him, and he scored more goals and has more assists this past season. But yet they were gonna value him at 40 million compared to Biber, I think 65, 70 million. So that's crazy, dude. It's a huge fall off. And you know one man you could thank? Tebas. You could thank him.
I don't feel like thanking Tebas for anything.
Yeah, he's horrible. Hopefully he gets out. But Jesse, what was your most surprising transfer? A lot of things happened, dude. I couldn't keep up.
Surprising transfer? I would say well, out of this window, I don't know. There's so many that like just don't make sense really.
Pick one of the Chelsea ones. I would argue it.
Like the Garnacho one, like that's just why.
How many wingers did they buy this transfer? I'll look it up while you talk.
Well, it doesn't even make sense because it's so late in the window. They still paid 50 million for him. Like the money they made from the Madueke deal to Arsenal, where they offloaded a winger that was probably can be surplus to requirements and wasn't really needed. They brought back in with Garnacho, who I would say is arguably less valuable than Madueke because he can't play as I don't think he provides as much as Madueke.
Hmm.
So I just don't understand the point of signing him at all. I just, feel like it was a Fabrizio Romano goading them on, and they just like, you know what? Stop tweeting about us. We'll pay the money so you could leave us alone.
I sent you that one TikTok, right? Saying that it was a conspiracy theory that Garnacho's agent is Fabrizio Romano. That's why he kept tweeting about him.
Yeah.
So here's the list of players, wingers that Chelsea has bought. They bought Bonanote or something like that. Garnacho,
Gittins.
Gittins, Joao Pedro. I throw him up there because he could play winger, and I think he played left winger a couple times.
Hmm.
On the left, no. So they bought four wingers. What was that? Four or three? One, two.
Four. Four.
Yep, four wingers, and that doesn't make sense. So I don't know. To me, you could pick any of those Chelsea transfers. I don't know. That's to me, some of them are don't make sense. Um, but they did also offload some players. The biggest one was Nicholas Jackson. That was a whole saga.
Yeah, well, initially they had agreed the loan for only like 15 mil to Bayern, so Bayern were going to pay 15 million for the option to loan him.
Yeah.
Had the ability to loan him and afterwards with the option to buy. But then that got canceled because immediately afterwards that was agreed. Uh Liam Dunlop got injured for 6 to 8 weeks and then they said, you know what, now we'll still send him out. So now I think it's the most expensive loan ever because I think Bayern's paying close to 20 mil for him just to
Mhm.
loan him for a year, and then they still have the option buy
It's
at the
obligation to buy.
and it's like 60 mil or 65. So
Hmm.
in total, it's gonna be like 85 million for Nicholas Jackson, which is outrageous.
For the man to miss goals, dude.
I don't. The market's crazy that this type of striker is going for 85 mil.
Which I'm surprised they would invest in a player like that because they were also interested in this Newcastle player. What was his name? I can't even pronounce it. Something with a W.
Oh, it's the uh Isak replacement that they've
Mhm.
signed. A bunch of clubs were interested in him. He played in the Euro under 23 that happened this past summer. Nick Woltermann. He was for Stuttgart. He is 6'6", he's a tall striker. He's 23. He's supposed to be up and coming, pretty decent. They were linked to buy him, and it's crazy because originally Bayern were trying to buy him for like, I want to say 40 million or less,
Yeah.
and now his price went up to like 80 million because I think that's around what Newcastle paid for him.
But I'd rather play that because Bayern was tracking him. I think they made an offer, but they probably lowballed the Bundesliga team. So maybe that's why like the talks disassembled. But if you're gonna pay 80 million, don't pay 80 million on Nicholas Jackson. It doesn't make sense. Especially since I don't think he'll play that long. Because how long is Harry Kane's
Harry Kane.
contract?
I think he's still got another 2 years left, if I remember correctly. But yeah, well, I think they're just looking for replacements because he is also like, I think what, 33 now, 34.
But still, like, wouldn't you spend that 80 million somewhere else?
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I would have picked a different player. I think there's so many other strikers I'd rather get than, Nicholas Jackson. But I don't know. There's been a lot of because previously, Bayern were like the Bundesliga kings, and they would raid other Bundesliga teams and just like get their best players and build a super team around it. But recently, like, well, even this window, they've been going after a lot of Premier League. Like they bought Luis Diaz, Nicholas Jackson, previously Harry Kane, Eric Dyer, like Michel Olise. Like they've been getting like Premier League talents and taking them instead.
Hmm. Which some of them have actually been working out. Harry Kane being a big one, Olise another big one. So it is interesting because yeah, you do have to pay like a tax when it does come to like Premier League teams. But if I were Bayern Munich, I'd probably try to go back to the Bundesliga because it's a lot of Premier League teams that are raiding Bundesliga talent and taking them
Mhm.
from there. Wolfmeyer, whatever his name was. But there's just so many. So I don't know. Maybe Bayern. I don't know. It's also a thing that Bayern has been getting denied more often this summer. I think I forgot who were they were in a race with too, but they got denied and the player didn't want to go there. I think one of them was not not Nicholas Jackson. What's the other one? Nico Williams. He
Mhm.
denied going to Bayern Munich as well. They got Luis Diaz, but had a crazy price too.
Well, it's been what we've been talking about. Biden's not looking as, desirable anymore because, the whole situation with the board not having like the same pull as they used to, and then also there were still question marks about Vincent Company. Some of that has died down a bit with their
Yeah.
success last year, but it's still somewhat hanging over them because it's still pretty recent. So I think another year or two when that fades and if they continue the success that they have, which I think should be pretty easy considering that they're another direct rival just is going through it. Like Bayern Leverkusen, who was their main, opponent last year, is looking like they're in a free fall with their recent sacking of Ten Hag after what, two Bundesliga games?
Yeah, two Bundesliga games. And also the squad got wiped. I think the only two players are remaining from that winning Bundesliga winning squad. But I don't know what's going on, Jesse. Like Ten Hag just got hired and he got sacked after two matches.
Yeah, well, I know there's a lot of feeling of him. They were saying that he already lost the locker room.
Already?
Yeah, which is crazy. But there was also saying that there was rumbling around like how they were saying that they didn't like the product on the field. Because remember, there was an article about how they lost their starting 11 lost to the under 20 Flamengo team
Yeah,
in a preseason game. Like that's crazy.
that's embarrassing.
Yeah. And then also the results weren't like living up to it. Granted, his last game, I think they barely won, but it wasn't like the best. Like,
And also the first game they were winning, but they ended up getting the team drew at the end and the
yeah,
final corner kick.
it was like 3-1. They were up 3-1, and then they gave up 2 goals or something like that.
So it's very interesting why they would fire him that quick. Like I don't know. It's weird. Maybe they didn't like the pressure from the media as well, because Ten Hag does not have a great. uh
Reputation.
yeah, reputation coming off of England and Manchester United. You know, it's automatically like the English papers are gonna come after you saying like, oh well, it's Ten Hag. What do you expect? So I don't know who they're gonna hire. I know they tried contacting Xavi, but Xavi has hung up the phone and said, I'm not coaching and I'm not ready to come back yet.
Yeah,
So it's gonna be interesting.
I've heard rumblings that their list is pretty long. I know they're trying thinking of coming back to a Spanish, like another Spanish solution with the Raul.
Hmm.
I've seen that he's been linked to them, but I just wondered who they get because the window just closed. They gave a whole transfer window to Ten Hag, and they brought in players that were supposed to be for him,
Yeah.
and now you have to inherit this situation. So I don't. So
That's what I don't like the firing because you're not only gonna suffer this season, you're gonna suffer the next season for the coach that's actually gotta get his players. So you're gonna have to spend more money. For real, it doesn't make sense. They should have just stuck it out a little bit longer. Again, it's the beginning of the season. This is the time you could make mistakes, you know? Like honestly, did they really think they were gonna win the Bundesliga right away? Like no, like you should have just established a foundation with Ten Hag and see what could be built. If at the end of the season it was bad, fire him. But if not, why not stick with that?
I think the biggest problem is that the problem was that they hired Ten Hag. I don't think they're they wanted to sign him because if they did, they would have given him more time. I think this was a decision that was already like I
It was
think
already
was
brewing.
yeah, I think it was like a split board or something like that, and I guess just the whole situation just kept on like flipping sides over to like that one side that wanted him they don't want him to begin with, and just led to this because if they had trust in him when they signed him, they wouldn't have given up on him this quick. It reminds me shades of last year with Roma when they gave De Rossi that big transfer window and then they like fired him like
Three
what was
matches
it?
in.
3 matches in. And it took what? Claudio Ranieri to like unretire to come back and reset the whole thing mid-season. So like it's gonna be a turbulent time.
Yeah. But coach that could take advantage of this situation, it's he also got fired from his club in Turkey, Jose Mourinho.
Well,
He has
funny.
been teasing like going to a big European team that's playing in Champions League.
Well, they're saying that he's linked to Manchester United because there are rumblings of Amarin possibly leaving with, the whole situation of him losing to a League Two side. So there's links with him to Manchester United and Leverkusen, but I've also seen links with Thiago Motta, which I wouldn't hate.
Yeah, that wouldn't be bad at all. But again, if whatever coach you're gonna go with, you have to keep them long term, like, or else you're just gonna be playing musical chairs with these coaches. So it's gonna be a very, very long season for Leverkusen fans, you know. But they also lost a center back, Jesse. Who I wonder who would have bought him. Super defensive coach.
Yeah, it's funny because we were making fun of it, and then if a justification came up for them for these fans to make up for it because Arsenal signed Hippie Hincapié
Hincapié.
Hincapié from Bayern Leverkusen on loan, but then with an option to buy mandatory at the end for like 65 million.
Yeah,
But then luckily for them in this match week against Liverpool, Saliba came out injured in the 5th minute, so it looks like
it wasn't a
it's
bad
start.
transfer. Yeah.
It's still a bad transfer because they have like 8 center backs.
Did I get it? We guessed the lineup, right? They were gonna play with Mikel Merino and like no one else.
They played 4 center backs, 3 CDMs, and then like we're like, oh God, it was the worst match ever to watch. It was so boring.
It was what's it called? Schmeichel had to even come out, and Schmeichel, like the older one, not Peter Schmeichel. Is it Peter Schmeichel?
I think that's the older one.
Yeah. So the older Schmeichel, the one that played for Manchester United, the Danish, he super nice guy. He's always very level-headed. He really rarely talks bad about any team or coaches. If he does, it's like very subtle. He just straight up came out and said, "I don't like Arsenal. I don't like Arsenal how they play. They don't go out for the win." And for him to say that has to take a toll on his mental on watching Arsenal games because that was a horrible game.
You know what I want to call it, Jerry? I can't call it because we'll get demonetized, but it's been brewing. It's been people say there's this where is it? reputation from Mikel Arteta. He plays rock and roll football. He plays beautiful football. He plays possession football. It's been 3 years now where we have not seen any of this possession, beautiful football. It's been super defensive, boring football to watch.
Going for
It's
set pieces. That's it.
it's almost a torture method at this point. I think that the USA is about to illegalize it because it's worse than what the CIA was doing.
But and it sucks too because the guy we both like Jokic is getting a lot of flack for how he's playing. But in reality, look, he's not getting fed any ball. Like
Yeah,
Madueke, I think SB called it, he's a really selfish player and he goes for the shot a lot all the time and does rarely wants to pass it.
well, we said I think what's happening is the exact same situation that happened that we were talking about with Sesko is happening to Gyökeres, where he's come in and they're like, "All right, you're a big money signing, you're supposed to fix everything," and he goes, "Fix what? This is not my problem. This is the whole team problem that I'm not getting fed any balls. We're hardly in possession of the football, so it's not like I have multiple chances to do anything." He gets a small sliver of a chance each game, and they're like, "Why didn't you score that?" He's like, "Oh, you mean the this hard chance that it's very unlikely to go in?" They're like, "Yeah," and it's like that's not how this works. He's like, "I expect some service and like to have a chance. This is supposed to be a big club, and they're not playing like it."
Yeah, they're not. So I feel bad for him. It's also Arteta, like you have the chance. You have Saka that's injured. You play Madueke on the right side. Why don't you play Nweri on that side? Didn't they just give him a contract so he could stay in the club long term? Give
No,
him the
they're
chance.
No, they're playing like I told you, they're playing the 15-year-old or 16-year-old Dauman there on the right wing because he even subbed in and came in for the right wing and they're playing
Yeah.
Nwaneri in the Odegaard role and hoping for the best.
So Arteta, count your days because Arsenal fans are also getting fed up with it. It's only gonna get harder from here, because you're gonna have to get results, and people are already getting annoyed of it. And I'm glad that finally Arsenal fans are starting to see it. That they don't he doesn't play for the win.
Yeah, I see. I don't know how to feel about it because I just don't want Arsenal to win anything. So keeping Mikel Arteta there is perfect for that. But it's also so awful for like my mental health to have to watch these games because it's so awful. I'd rather watch paint dry.
On a high note, though, so that Szoboszlai free kick was insane.
It was a great goal, yeah. It's unfortunate that he's had to play as right back because there is no cover there because both
Mhm.
Connor Cody and Frimpong are injured, but he's doing a good job so far, and he was always known for his free kicks, and he's showing it.
Yeah, definitely. But we're gonna see what Liverpool's gonna do with that lineup now. I think Szoboszlai's gonna have to get used to playing right back and probably go Gakpo at left back because they just signed Isak for another record transfer.
Yeah, it's like we said, it doesn't make sense, especially because Etikite is having probably one of the best starts out of any signing so far this year, and he's looking like such a great player. It's starting to look like if it was a bargain what they paid for him, because he was looking really good, and now the Isak coming in, I think it's going to disturb that because I think he's probably can be moved to left wing, and then I just don't understand the signing because you have these two superstar strikers that come in for big money moves, and they both want to play in the same spot. And as we've seen before, that usually doesn't work out. Look at Manchester City, Haaland and Julian Alvarez. Alvarez had to leave. Like it's history has shown that having two strikers like that don't work out.
Yeah, so I honestly don't know what's gonna happen, and I feel bad for Gakpo because I think he's more than likely gonna get benched. He's not gonna play left back because Kirkis is doing a really good job. But Gakpo is having again. He started off great this season, getting amazing last season. He's gonna be the odd man out and have to be sitting out, unless they sit out Words, which I doubt because there's a lot of pressure with spending that much money and why you're gonna put him on the bench. So who knows? This might, it could be the end of Liverpool. Um, I wish they spent money on the defense because yeah, they have a very shaky back line. This is the first clean sheet they kept. And again, Arsenal posed somewhat of a threat, which was just running by himself. And he caused a lot of problems.
Well, yeah, and then also they barely tried to resolve that problem because at the last minute they were trying to sign a Mark Guehi, but that deal fell through because Crystal Palace actually the coach Glass now went into the like front office and he said if you guys sell Guehi and you guys don't get me a replacement or cover for him or a top cover, then I'm leaving. I'm quitting. I'm not going to coach this team because you're just leaving me in a horrible situation with having you're selling one of my star players and you're not giving me any replacement. That's I'm not going to do that. And he threatened to leave. So that's why the deal collapsed at the last second because they didn't sign any replacement.
They had a replacement signed, but I think he probably failed his medical. But either way, the deal fell through, and then the Guehi deal fell through because of it, which is smart. You got to put pressure on the board saying like, hey, you can't do this at the end of the window.
Hmm.
You gave me no chance to look for replacements. Um, it's just dumb. Like another team that got gutted was RB Leipzig. They lost two players, two key
Xavi
players.
Simons and Sesko,
Mm-hmm.
and then also Openda.
So yeah, three. They lost their whole attack, and now they're pretty much left with nothing. And they're probably gonna have to go off of youth players or just get players from Salzburg, but they can't do that now. They're gonna have to wait until the January market.
Well, that's what the whole Red Bull policy is, dude. They just build players, sell them, and make profit.
Yep. Timo Werner. Remember when he was good? Oh, and
Yeah.
another thing I have an issue with, I think Ben Chilwell deal went through, right, to Strasbourg or whatever that team is, the German team.
Which one?
Ben Chilwell. He went to Strasbourg or something.
I think they're in France.
Oh,
Strasbourg's in France.
yeah, the French team. Wasn't Man U banned from doing negotiations with Nice because of the ownership group? But
Yeah.
Chelsea could do it.
Yeah, Jerry, but that's different because it's Chelsea.
And they found the loophole. They created a company that what is the Blue Company?
Blue Co. Yeah.
Blue Code. They could buy the players individually and then sell them on. Oh my God, there has to be some sort of regulation because yeah, this money's getting out of hand. Liverpool spending 500 million. Chelsea buying players with a private company and then selling them off to their umbrella club or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Talking about umbrella companies, looks like Man City's having troubles this year, Jerry, because they lost again against Brighton.
They're showing glimpses of a fall of a dynasty, Jesse. This is like kind of playing out how last year played, inconsistency.
Yeah, it's kind of making our. I think the most glaring problem is Guardiola. I think we've talked about this and mentioned like he just doesn't seem the same. He doesn't seem like he has the same control over the tactics as he used to. He used to look like he was a step ahead of everyone. It, it looks like he's a step behind everyone, and he also looks like the players are like not on the same page as him.
Yeah, so it makes you wonder like how Sir Alex Ferguson did it for all those years. Because yeah, Guardiola, it seems like his tactics are kind of getting dated. They're figuring them out. I don't know. I honestly don't know how they collapsed against Brighton, dude. Like I don't know what the solution. They bought the players he wanted. Rodri's back and they still lost.
Yeah, and Chetke also got injured, and he's set to miss 2 weeks.
So Jesse, I have no solution. I think I'm be staying away from like predicting Man City to win anything at this point. And we picked them as our winner.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then also they lost. Gundogan went to Galatasaray, and Ederson left to Fenerbahce. And the solution to fixing this problem, Jerry, is Guardiola saying, "I need Donnarumma."
Yeah, we'll see if the shot stopping keeper can help him. I didn't think what was his name? The goalkeeper that was playing.
Trafford.
Trafford. I don't think he played too bad. I thought he did pretty decent saves.
Yeah, I think he had that one mistake with like playing out back, but
Hmm.
I think that's what any situation you get with like a goalkeeper playing out back. Sometimes you get it. Especially he should know from that with having Ederson because he was highly some error prone in situations like that from playing the back. Like sometimes he would hit a great ball and then lead to a goal, and then sometimes he would just give the goal away.
Yeah, and I don't think signing Donnarumma is gonna solve that issue because Donnarumma has his own like mistakes and blunders like that, especially playing with the feet.
Hmm.
So again, I think they bought him for the shot stopping ability, which undeniable. But we'll see if it works out. I don't think it's gonna be the end all be all solution for that. Especially, I think they're just gonna again playing off on the back. It's gonna be difficult for them. And they also lost Kuzanov. He got injured.
Yep. Another Premier League news, Spurs signed Kolo Muani on loan. So another striker, another four-line building.
Yeah, I don't think I was gonna say Frank Gallagher, Frank Thomas. I don't think Frank Thomas is trusting Solanke at the moment.
Yeah, no, I'm surprised because he's stuck with Richarlison and I guess
Hmm
he doesn't rate Solanke.
hmm
So
And honestly, it was a surprise because Kolo Muani was flirting with Juventus this whole time. They had a great successful like with loan last season, and I think it's a pretty good decent signing. Spurs has been playing pretty good, and it's funny because this time they're not burning us. We
yeah.
thought Spurs were gonna do bad, and they're doing good. You know who we thought was gonna do good? Man U, and they're kind of burning us. They're toting him for us from last season.
Yeah, dude, it's Premier League teams. Everyone looks volatile right now. No one knows what's happening with each one. They
Yeah.
all look great one week and then just completely combust the next week.
Who do you think's been the most consistent team? It has to be Liverpool, right?
Yeah, but they're consistently inconsistent as well. Because their first two games, they started behind.
No, they started up. They're
Oh
up
no,
2-0 on both
no,
of
no,
them.
they're up to zero and then gave up the lead
Hmm
and then drew. They were tying and then they came back and win it. Like that's also not a great way to start.
But at least they're getting the result.
Barely, but they're playing on the thin ice because there's two center backs are the only center backs that they really have.
Yeah, that's very true. But yeah, you like Colomwani there?
Yeah, I think it works. And then also he could always play on the left wing as well
Hmm
if they ever does want to play Solanke there or Charlison.
Yeah, definitely.
I think it's building up a good set of core group there. And I think what the best part is it's depth, and especially like with them having, so many competitions, he could always rotate.
hmm
The one thing I will say is that it's probably can leave a couple signings on the bench that were big money signings like previously. Because I think like Matthias Tel, and they bought him, like, where's he gonna play?
Yeah.
Brendan
So
Johnson, how are you gonna share? Like,
yeah, Matthias still could have stuck it out at Bayern Munich because they just spent Nicholas Jackson money. If he would have stayed, he probably wouldn't be in this situation. Because yeah, at this point in time, like where's Tell in the depth chart? Probably far back because Johnson has the left wing right now at the moment, right?
hmm
And he's doing pretty well. And then, like you said, Kolo Muani's there. If they ever want to play Richarlison as striker, put Kolo Muani on the left wing, rotate. But yeah, some players don't deserve it. Some players do. Solanke is another one. We thought he was gonna be good too.
well, even last year he was showing like good signs. Like, plus he's also a very team player. Like he's good at hold up play. He'll run for the team. He'll put pressure, and he was holding up the ball well. It's just like he did get injured, and then sometimes he didn't finish as good as he did the year before that.
hmm But he keeps having those like injuries, which keep him off the field. Again, not the best situation. The best kind of players, what you want, it could be talent or anything, but you want availability.
Yep. Then I'll name up another couple of Premier League transfers. Harvey Elliott to Villa with an option to buy.
It's not bad.
Sancho on loan to Villa.
But I had to make it up.
And then
They also got it denied. Lucas Paqueta was rumored to go to Villa, and then he hung up the phone on him after when he did a celebration, and they faced each other.
was Højlund confirmed to Napoli on loan?
Yes, he is confirmed.
Yep. And then we have Anthony to Betis permanently for 20 mil.
Yeah, and we're talking about this a little bit before the podcast that Premier League clubs could spend millions of dollars or pounds, whatever you want to call it, euros
Hmm
on players, but La Liga teams can't even round up the money for Anthony for 25 million. They had to bring it down to 20.
Yep. And then also lower his wages by a lot.
So, and again, it's not that Betis is just came up. They've been playing at Europa League consistently, right? It's Europa
Yeah.
League. Yeah, they faced Man U last season. So
And
they've
then
been
also
playing consistently and generating that money.
they won the Copa del Rey like 2 years ago now. Like
Hmm
they're like a big team in Spain, but they're just like La Liga's struggling financially everywhere.
And the elections are coming up to get rid of the president, and I'm pretty sure that's what they're going to do because They could easily with the La Liga's product. Like I think La Liga's product is 10 times better than the Premier League's because it's just so technical. This is what you expect from football. Because the
Yeah.
Premier League is just like super fast, 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 go, 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 sprint. La Liga's like no build up play and like methodical in a way.
I mean, it's like the pinnacle. It's also why so many Premier League teams always lose to La Liga teams because and that's why they also rate La Liga so much because there's superior players there.
And now the scale is being tipped a bit, and Premier League players, oh my God, Premier League teams have been beating La Liga teams because again, the budget, it's insane. I think one transfer window's probably, but I'll bet these like past five transfer windows for like,
Well, they get gutted so much that they're just skin and bones by the end of it because they lose all their best players. Some like most of the players on Premier League teams came from La Liga at certain points.
yeah, and I think a lot of the owners came out or even coaches came out and said that they had to sell their best players to even register their players for La Liga.
Well, it's not even that. They have to sell their best young players that they don't even get a chance anymore. Like Jesus Rodriguez from Betis last year was a revelation. Looked like a young future star possibly for them that might potentially make a big move to like a Barcelona, Real Madrid. Guess what? They had to sell him in the summer on the cheap to Como for like 20 million. Oh, the January before that, another young player that was looking really good that they had to sell on again cheaply to Como, who went on
Sure.
to have, yeah, the one where I kept on mentioning,
Hmm.
who went on to have a decent rest of the season with Como. Like two young players, again, stars from their academy, gone just like that, that barely went up to like maybe 30 or 40 million.
Yeah, so there has to be a new revamp on how to market the product. Tebas is not doing a good job, especially his new system for it, what he has in place for like the financial system. It's not the best. Clearly, like the only teams that can spend are like the top two, three teams and the legacy teams. And Barcelona is not even one of them. It's Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid spends around 200 million. I think same thing for Real Madrid. But again, Real Madrid had to make some sales.
Yeah, but also we also had the Club World Cup where we made like 80 million from that.
Hmm. Or also like they wouldn't have they probably would have done like one or two transfers compared to the amount they did.
Yeah, and then even that, it wasn't even like half of what the Premier League clubs paid.
Yeah. Barcelona, Jesse, drop points at Rayo Vallecano.
Yeah, good. Well, sure drop more, dude.
Yeah, they could have easily lost the game, but we have a goalkeeper now. He has arms.
Yeah,
Doesn't close his eyes when he gets shot at.
Joe Garcia saved you guys. He's exactly why they want you guys to sign him. He's actually a good goalkeeper, good shot stopper. He saved you guys. Best.
Imagine, dude. What's it called? Man City just signed Donnarumma for how much? 50? 70?
No, don't even talk about that. His wages.
Yeah, his wages too, and we got this guy for 25 million on a stimulus deal. And he gets a stimulus check, bro. 1,200 a week.
Yeah, dude, he was your best player that game.
Yeah. Hansi Flick called out the players saying there's no room for egos. Um, they still have yet to determine who he's talking about. I think Pedri came out in an interview today with the Spanish national side saying that they're gonna figure out who he's talking about after the international break. Even Lamine Yamal has said it too. He came out and saying that the team's not running for anyone anymore. No one's running. There's no intensity. Um, yeah, there seems to be a lack of cohesiveness in the squad.
Yeah. Well, I think there's a lot of factors in. I think last year was just a perfect mix of the storm. Like to begin this year, like we said, Lewandowski surprisingly, well, from my thoughts, he's been on the bench, which I think is best for Barcelona because Ferran Torres fits the playstyle. But like we've said previously, he doesn't finish that well. Him, both him and Rafinha haven't been hitting on all cylinders
Hmm.
because Rafinha he hasn't looked like last year, and he also hasn't been like scoring like last year. So that's led to some problems. But yeah, they're lucky that Lamine Yamal got the penalty because I think there were too many good chances Barca produced this game, and they're also lucky that VAR wasn't working the first half.
Yeah, and I don't think that was a penalty. I'll be the first one to admit it. I thought the Rayo Vallecano player won the position. Yes, did hit Lamine Yamal, but that's after he won the position. 'Cause he got in
Hmm.
front of him, and then there's just happened to be a factor of him getting bumped into it. So I don't think that was a penalty. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with VAR, Jesse. La Liga is letting this happen. You can blame them. a
Yeah.
League Two side from the English league has a better pitch and has VAR. So
Yeah, I think it
I don't
was
know.
just a gift to Barca because the pitch was so shitty.
Yeah, so we got lucky. And again, I don't mind it that there's something right now, especially because we had to play three away games off the start of the season, and they were at tough opponents too. So I don't mind that that's out of the way. We got 7 out of the 9 points, so that's a dub in my book. We just gotta make sure when we do face them at home, these three teams, we get those all 9 points. Um, but yeah, Rayo Vallecano is no joke. Like a bunch of top teams, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, and Barca have struggled and lost points at that stadium. So again, it could have been 0 points. I'll take the one.
Yeah, I just want to point something out. I think I mentioned this to you, uh, that Barca, there's a set going around that from the first three games that Barca is a team that's considered the most big chances so far in La Liga. And
Hmm.
like not just in like the big teams, like the whole league, like they're ranked 20th in allowing them out of the, like best like defensive so far. And
Hmm.
I want to say I don't want to say it's just like the defensive members. Sure, there's like some guilty players there that like have not gotten the best foot to start off the season. And also with Inigo Martinez, I think his leadership was a very big like part of that defense, and there's like something around to like fix that. But I also want to say th or think that it's also like teams just have hyper focus on Barcelona's high line, and they're just trying to figure it out, and they're just like figure out some cracks. Because if you study something hard enough, you'll figure it out. And I think
Hmm.
I think it's a mix of both that, players aren't playing to their full potential, and also like teams have just been scouting that high line really well.
Yeah, I don't think Hansi Flick has figured out who's going to be the vocal point, who's going to replace that Inigo role at the moment. He's been teetering a lot with the back line. The two consistents were Eddie Garcia and Balde. Center backs, clearly this was a different partnership than last week's. This week's it was Eddie Garcia and Christensen, and I thought Christensen did a pretty good job. So I think he might get a starting job. It all depends who's going to be the second center back. And in my book, I think Kubarsi is going to win it. So Araujo might be the odd man out.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. And also like Koundé, this is his first start of the season. He still has a lot of rust. He was making a lot of errors. But again, it's the whole team. He had some sparks, but yeah, the team wasn't cohesive. They weren't running for each other. And like yeah, the chance creation was not there, and no one was running behind lines or anything. So it was a very bad game. We got very lucky for the point.
Yeah. Then
What?
speaking of dirty,
I gotta emphasize that, dude.
because we're talking about something dirty, and when I think of dirty, I think of one player,
Ooh, ridiculous.
Suarez. He's
Yeah,
one of the dirtiest players that I've known that has gotten away with it just because he was such a good player.
I mean, there was dirtier players. There's Maradona. How's the whole brawl?
Well, let's should I name the Suarez dirty situations?
Yeah. Think about it. He's been what, three people, four people?
Yeah, and then there's
But
also the racist incident with Patrice Evra,
that was well. Who knows if it was racist? But he has shaken multiple people's hands
and
at the
then
moment.
also the World Cup where he blocked it, which I think that's
I was gonna
fair.
say like you would have done
That
that.
Yeah, that's fair, but he's also like multiple situations like that. But yeah, another situation happened this weekend against Inter Miami versus Seattle Sounders for the League Cup final, right?
Hmm.
And then Seattle Sounders won comfortably 3-0. And after the game, Suarez, came out and spit on a Seattle Sounders staffer.
Yeah, I wonder what the Stafford said for him to say it. But hey, if anything, this was an improvement, dude. Suarez didn't bite anyone this time.
Well, yeah, I mean, he went after him.
Yeah, he
Both
did.
both him and Busquets also punched, the 20-year-old Mexican, I can't remember, Vargas, right?
Yeah, Obed Vargas.
Yeah. Yeah, both,
Yeah, I'm
showing up.
surprised they lost their cool like that, especially for like I wouldn't say meaningless trophy, but again, it's they've won bigger things in their career. Why are they tripping out about this? You know, it's very surprising to see them like that. Because Messi, obviously,
Dude,
he was the only one there.
yeah, it was funny because he was chill talking with like all the Seattle Sound players, like relax, and then literally it's crazy because the players showed more fight after the game than they did during the game.
Yeah.
And because literally players off the bench were coming in and trying to fight for no reason.
Yeah. I was talking to Edu and his friend Tony. He's a Madrid fan, and I was saying that I don't understand how Mascherano's um putting the old goalkeeper in the starting 11 because they have a young keeper and you probably do a little bit better, but the old one is not doing too well. Inter Miami has always had issues with the back line, so I don't know. I don't know, dude. Uh, People are blaming, I think, Mascherano.
And
But
then it's crazy because he was supposed to be an up and coming coach for Argentine, like the national team and just like in general, and he just hasn't looked like it.
yeah, because I think he's very limited in what to do on Inter Miami. Because obviously these are his friends. You don't want to sub them out, so you take them into account what they say. You don't want to sub them out. So I think he kind of damaged his career, coaching career at least to go there.
Yeah, I think it's like a similar situation with Rafa Marquez where like they were both because he was or not Javier Machado was coaching the under 23 Argentinian national team. He looked like very promising, was linked to a couple European jobs, but instead he went to Inter Miami, which is maybe a higher profile than some of those jobs, but definitely not a better situation. And it's looking like it's not working out.
Yeah, because think about it, it's only downhill if you go to Inter Miami because you're expected to win because you have Messi, Suarez, Busquets, Jordi Alba, given past their primes, but the name still sticks out, you know? If you lose like this kind of game, your credibility is gonna go into the fire, you know?
Hmm.
So who knows? Yeah, it's a very ugly situation. I wonder how long Suarez gets suspended for, how long Busquets gets suspended for. Probably Suarez more, right? Just because of the spitting situation.
Well, I don't know because the whole situation escalated. So I think it probably will be him. But with the close fist situation with Busquets, with the punch, it might be more because that might be seen as physical contact, and that might be considered worse. So who knows?
Yeah, it was funny though. I'm like, dude, why are you guys losing your cool? Busquets, you won a World Cup and Champions League. Suarez, you won Copa Americas and Champions Leagues. What are you doing?
It's I don't know, man.
It's the
And
competitiveness in them. The rage bit of Obed Vargas got him.
yeah, but it's crazy because like, why didn't you show this at the game?
Yeah,
Like during the game, like you just let at the end, they just like, why? It makes no sense.
name of the game. I guess it shows their competitive spirit, but in the wrong tone. Now, Jesse, we're gonna round it off. Go 9 for 9. This has to be your grid because it has Real Madrid in there. That's the only reason. So I'll let you go.
For
Where you going?
Napoli,
Napoli and who?
Real Madrid, we have options. We have Higuain, we have Callejon, we have Raúl Albiol. You can pick from those three.
Before we pick Raúl Albiol, did he play in Valencia or Fiorentina?
He played in Valencia.
So should we use Albiol there?
We can.
Oh. Then Real Madrid Napoli.
Callejon, Higuain,
Let's go for
or
six.
Rafa Marin, but I don't know if he'll count. Rafa Marin, he's a center
Mhm.
back. Uh,
Fiorentina Napoli.
oh, we could have used Callejon for that one too,
Oh,
because he played there.
honestly, yeah.
Uh,
Why am I thinking?
there was like a Algerian guy. Was he Algerian?
I can't remember.
Barani? You remember him? I remember him playing for them. I think
No.
it's an H.
How do you spell it?
Behrani.
Barami?
No, Barani.
There's these two.
No, let me. I don't want to cheat. How do I look up his
Um,
name? Because I can't think of anyone else besides Callejon right now.
Zelensky.
Wanna move on and then we'll come back, see if we could remember how to spell his name or someone else.
Yeah, for sure. For Real Madrid, Bundesliga, we could go what's his name?
Nuri
The
Sahin.
center uh-huh.
Nuri Sahin.
The center back that he was hyped but never played. He played in Real Madrid and now he's in like in a second division team.
Vallejo.
Yeah. You know which one it is? Is it Jesus Vallejo?
Yeah. I was looking for them. I was like, those aren't him.
Okay, thank God. Valencia Bundesliga. It's a tougher one.
What's that striker you guys had? Didn't he play in the Leverkusen that you guys sent from Valencia? He was like 5'10", Spanish. What's his name?
Paco Alcácer.
Yeah.
He played in Dortmund, but I don't know if he played in Valencia. Oh, he did.
Yeah, you guys bought him from there.
What happened to him? He retired. It's 2022.
I guess he just wasn't the same.
He was good in Dortmund too. I remember like he made a big move after that. I think he went back to Barca because yeah, again he was scoring a lot of goals. Fiorentina,
Bundesliga.
Ribery, right?
Yeah, probably the biggest one, but we got no one.
I don't know why he struggle. 14% is pretty good.
We could have saved that from French.
I know. Oh
Uh,
shit, bro. Uh,
Lassana Diarra.
the second one,
Yeah,
Valencia French, Coquelin.
yeah. Oh, wait, didn't he switch nationalities? Will it still count?
Yeah, let's not risk it.
Yeah, I was like, I think he switched.
No, isn't that Kondogbia?
Kondogbia, yeah, he switched. Didn't Coquelin switch as well?
I can't remember. I'm just trying to think of another one right now.
Mm, you know what?
Fiorentina.
Do it. I can't think of a name.
There we go. Now the
Okay.
tough one is Fiorentina.
Val French Fiorentina.
French Fiorentina.
Moises Kean? Or no, is he Italian?
He's Italian. Did he also play for Napoli?
No, I was thinking French. He was
Napoli.
from Juventus. He went to England and then came back.
What about Medes or
Yeah,
Hamzik? No, Medes is Belgian. Well, Hamzik, did he play in Fiorentina?
no. Who's French and played for Fiorentina?
Medes.
I know there's so many players that are just like escaping my head right now.
Think of goats. Goats. I know. Oh, this boat might be chalked. Fiorentina's our demise, and that's your team too. Jesse, you should know.
Dude, I have Napoli Fiorentina Varane, dude. I know that's 100 for sure. I just don't know how to spell his name.
For Rami?
Varane. Can you just look up soccer player Varane, see if the name comes out?
I looked it up on my phone, but nothing came up.
Is it Varane? I thought it was Varane.
How do you spell it?
B Varane. It's like Behrani, I think. I'm looking it up.
Oh, I have it right here. This is your boy.
Oh, I was right.
Yeah, I think I was misspelling it at first. I was playing Rami, Rami or whatever.
Oh, I said N, so it was M.
Now the last one, Jesse, you have to round it off because I cannot think of any French Ribéry, but he fucking it's over there.
Oh,
I can't even think of the current Fiorentina squad. It's shock.
Give me a second. Give me a second.
De Gea.
It's Spanish. All right, no, he didn't. He fuck. He played in Serie A, but not there.
Tell you right
Uh,
now, there is no current Fiorentina players that are French. I'll tell you that now.
no, no. I'm thinking like previous. No, I can't. Shocked.
I looked it up. Sorry for being a cheater. Yeah, I'll put give up, but I'll put keep guessing. And the only player I know is Maxime Lopez, and forgot about him.
Oh,
Him. He was in Lyon, right?
I thought he was Argentine. I was thinking of the other one. I thought the Argentinian one. Because I thought of a Lopez, but
No,
I was like,
he was
I
in
was think,
Marseille.
yeah, I was thinking the Argentinian one.
No, but it's pretty tough. That one was not easy. Like, let me see the summary. Let's see what's the player they use. Yeah, Ribéry and Luca Toni. Like we screwed ourselves over with that.
Which other players?
French?
Yeah.
They're right here. I couldn't,
Adley, that's who I was thinking of, but I couldn't.
but there's not the one you were thinking about, was it? I don't know this guy at all.
No, I was thinking of like him in
Remy?
general. Probably couldn't remember his name.
I think there's Diakate. I might know. No, I don't know him. Jonathan Ikone. I know Jonathan Ikone. I do
Mm-mm.
know him from a
Nah.
FIFA card. But the other hard one was actually the hard one was Valencia, Napoli. Roberto Ayala, Cavani, Vargas.
Oh,
Cavani?
Vargas.
Eduardo Vargas.
Wait.
Yeah, your boy Frederick Rincon.
Oh, so good thing I didn't say Rafa Marin because he wouldn't count it.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, he does, but he didn't
Six
appear there.
six
Oh,
appearances. So that was a hard one. Right,
wait. What?
guys. What?
Uh, no, never mind. I'll look it up. I'll check there.
All right, guys. Jesse drafted his fantasy football team. It's not looking good. Got Joe Mixon. I think I need another wide receiver one, so I kind of messed up.
I
Uh,
have four wide receiver number ones. All right, I'm
do you?
good.
Who do you have?
I have Nico Collins.
Yeah.
I have Mike Evans. What do you mean?
He's on the older side.
What do you mean?
Well, at the moment, I think he's wide receiver one until he pulls another hamstring.
What do you mean? He got 1,000 yards last year.
Forced 1,000 yard.
He's got 11 straight years of 1,000 yards.
They gave him the 1,000 yards last year, Jesse. Let's not act like they didn't give it to him.
All right, Jerry, just be a hater.
So you got Nico Collins, Mike Evans.
Scary Terry,
You got Scary Terry.
Matthew Golden.
Who would you trade for Scary Terry? Would you trade for him?
What's the offer?
I'm gonna give you a Jesse offer. I don't know. Hold on, let me check.
And then I also have Amari Cooper, who will be wide receiver number one once Jacoby Myers gets traded. And I have Pittman.
I could do Olave and Nick Chubb.
I don't need Nick Chubb, dude. I got Joe Mixon.
He's not playing this year, dude.
He's coming back, dude. I believe.
All right, after week one, you let me know.
All right.
All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys want to see our fantasy football teams, let us know. We'll post it in the comments or somewhere. Right. Peace.
Peace.